I've spent over a decade learning how to build furniture. For most of my adult life, I've chased perfection and craftsmanship. I always felt like if I could just get better at cutting joinery or sharpening tools, my work would be better. But I feel like I may have been missing the most important part. What I really wanted to make is something that moves the human heart. Does a high level of craft accomplish this, or is it something else? When I began woodworking, I thought I could bring out beauty with skill. If I just worked hard enough, I could eventually create things that really had an impact. I'm someone who really pushes myself. I dive straight into whatever I'm pursuing and very rarely come up for air. I know now that's not a healthy way to live, but I was obsessed with the vision to build the skills it took to make something that's worth all of the effort that goes into making. And hopefully at the end of it, other people will see that work and be moved by it. I had a singular goal that kept me up at night: make something beautiful. Even as I'm working on this table, I'm thinking about that the entire time. It drives me and keeps me going past the difficult moments. Like this joinery I'm cutting now. My first idea for how I was going to make them didn't work out. So I had to completely redo the stretchers, and in moments like that, it's hard to push through. I talk more about this in my Patreon I just launched, so if you stick around to the end of this video, I give more information on how you can find it. If you've ever made something out of wood, especially using any kind of hand tools, you'll know that it's a really hard thing to do. It takes an incredible amount of work, time, money, and energy. So at the end of everything you just put into it, it's nice if at least there is something rewarding at the end. I've always made custom pieces, so each project is different every time. I make templates and drawings for every new project, and when that one piece is done, it's time for an entirely new set of drawings and templates. Almost nothing can be reused. That is part of the fun in this work. There is always something new. Like this joinery, it's all kind of an experiment. From a structural standpoint, most of it is repetition, with small tweaks here and there to make it more interesting. On the aprons for the table, they're solid wood and attached with housed dovetails into the upper stretchers. I've done that joint many times, but never in a curved section. So again, that's repetition with some experimentation mixed in. Then for the bottom stretchers, it's just simple tongue and groove in the middle, and then a small 1/4-inch tenon that fits into the legs. I make all the joinery square and then cut the curves after. So even while trying out new forms, I never want to compromise on the integrity of the structure. I still want it to be strong and last a long time to hopefully develop a good patina from years of use. Joinery gives me certain restraints in the design. They have to be strong, but I also want them to flow within the finished piece. I know from years of training what makes strong joinery, but not necessarily how to come up with new and interesting ways to join wood. Nothing I've done with this table is groundbreaking technically, but I'm trying to find that balance of longevity and elegance. We'll see how it all turns out in the end. There was an expectation of perfection during my apprenticeship. Every day I was trying to keep up with the fast pace, trying to limit my mistakes and learn to make things well. One slip of a chisel could ruin months of work and cost thousands of dollars. So I spent hours sharpening every day. I threw myself into cutting the same joints over and over. I spent years learning how to work wood well. And I'm grateful that I had that experience. Those years taught me how to connect my hands to my mind, how to understand wood, and how to make things that will last. But there was one thing I wasn't learning: how shapes, form, color, and textures can combine to express something. Most of what I built had already been designed by someone else. I was learning how to execute ideas, not how to create them. So let's go back to the beginning of this project. Here. I once heard a quote that writing is staring at a blank page until drops of blood form on your forehead. Design feels much the same way, except instead of words, we're trying to communicate in 3 dimensions. The hard thing about design is that there are no instructions, no technical drawing telling you what comes next, no formula that guarantees something will be beautiful in the end. So now, I'm going back to some of the basics. I'm trying to learn proportion, what makes something elegant, and how the sum of all the parts of a piece of furniture can come together and look like they belong. All of the projects I've been making for this channel have been that for me. Experiments in design. These are all just side projects outside of my commission work, so I don't have anyone to tell me what to make, which feels strange to me. I feel like I've only dipped my toe into the waters of design so far, but even that feels like the deep end sometimes. So now I've got all the joinery done and it's in the rough shape, and now I need to start refining the shape a little bit and getting to that final design. And I feel like this is always the hardest part for me, where I get it close and I get it constructed, but I'm not sure how to refine those details to a point that they look harmonious and cohesive, and it expresses what I really intended to from the beginning. So I'm feeling a little stuck, and it almost makes me feel kind of paralyzed to try to push past this point. Because if it doesn't end up looking like I want to, I get frustrated with myself and disappointed, but because this is a lot of work and I really want it to turn out really nice. So I explore with my tools and hands, hoping that I can somehow connect what I feel to the final form. After years of neglect, I find this super challenging. I'm never quite satisfied with my work. Sometimes it helps to take a breath, to look carefully, to pay attention to what moves you, and ask why. Because beauty isn't an accident. It's a collection of thousands of thoughtful decisions. Some are intentional, while others come from accepting some of the chaos of working on projects like this. The lines between craftsmanship and design can often be blurred, but they actually solve completely different problems. Craftsmanship solves technical problems, and design solves emotional ones. Bridging the gap between them is where skill comes into play. I originally got into this work because I wanted to be an artist, and I loved trees. Furniture felt like a way to bring those two together. Somewhere along the way, I became so focused on learning how to build that I stopped asking what I was trying to say. To me, furniture design isn't just solving problems and making something that looks interesting, but trying to express the same level of beauty I find in the relationships I'm making the piece for. my wife, our family, or a cherished client. At the end of the day, I make things for other people and want to design with that intention in mind. Sometimes the path from the raw piece of lumber to the finishing details can be winding and unfamiliar, but taking time to understand the wood and how to best display its character can be a great dialogue that ends with hopefully something that says something worthwhile. By using these tools, I find that the veil between my hands and the wood to be extremely thin. So that dialogue grows in connection across the project and finds its greatest satisfaction here. And learning these tools over the years has helped me feel grounded as I try to understand this living material. There are so many moments in between the initial design decisions and the final impact of the piece where I feel lost. Maybe a problem comes up or something didn't look like how I intended. In those moments, I have to remember the why behind what I'm making, who it's for, and try to allow my hands to find their way back to the original intention behind the design. I don't think design is necessarily more important than craft. I think craft is what allows a design to reach its full potential. But without good design, even perfect craftsmanship has no voice. If you've made it this far, I just want to say thank you. It means a whole lot to me that you would spend time watching my work and supporting this channel. I mentioned earlier in the video that I had some issues with this joinery, so I documented a little bit more of that on my Patreon that I just started. I'm going to be showing behind the scenes of my shop, as well as projects I'm working on, regular woodworking tips, Q&As, and a much closer look at how I work and how I think about these projects when I'm working on them. I make furniture and teach for a living, and these videos take a tremendous amount of work and energy that I can't dedicate to projects. So I'm starting this as a way of hopefully trying to dedicate more time to YouTube and to making these videos, sharing some of these resources. So whether or not you join, I just want to say thank you for watching the video and appreciate you taking the time.